personal as you can get.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
your core foundation of who you like shapes who you are. But I mean, it's okay. You don't have to like everything.
Can I hit this one more time?
But
Yeah,
you
hit
have
it.
to like Led Zeppelin. No.
No, you don't have to like Led Zeppelin, but you just can't be like, I hate Led Zeppelin.
I don't hate Led Zeppelin.
You said I hate
No. I just said I can't listen to them.
Led Zeppelin's amazing, bro.
I'm talking
Thank
about my
you.
penis.
Okay, no.
Hey,
All right,
mama.
if your penis was that presented and girls were right in front of it, you
Dude,
might
he
talk about it too.
definitely
You might
he
talk about it
definitely
too.
had a cucumber in his
Hey
pants.
man.
All right, we won't
No, he
deny
had a
that. We
lemon.
won't deny that.
He had
we
a
won't
lemon.
deny that
A
fact.
lemon?
Yeah, you
Look.
never heard the song Lemon?
A lemon-shaped dick? A dick-shaped lemon?
And his nuts were the
Oh,
size
I also
of a
love Nirvana.
tangerine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do love Nirvana. He didn't do the cucumber in the pants.
Look, everyone has
Are
to
you
have, like,
recording?
some kind of
Yeah,
presentation.
we're recording right now.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay.
You're
This
alive.
is the podcast. This is the podcast. Thank you guys for participating. Hi,
Hi.
welcome to More from Room 4.
More from room 4.
More from Room 4. Here we go.
Here's
All
the
right.
R.
Let's introduce ourselves real quick.
I'm Jasper.
I'm Corey.
I'm Jason.
I'm Salah.
I'm Ian.
These guys are from the bands coming up on the stream that we've got going on. This
Sick.
is fucking Salah from Audrey Heartburn and Ian from the Maybe Next Years.
Good shit.
We
Hey,
don't deserve
wait,
it.
do I clap for myself?
Clap for
now?
yourself.
Oh, yeah,
Clap for
yeah,
your
yeah.
dang- yes.
I
Yeah.
fucking
There we
deserve
go.
this.
Alright.
Yeah,
Cool,
no,
yeah.
thank you.
Very
no, but
nice.
if you guys didn't
Talented
already know,
people.
the stream that we are referring to is the live from Room 5 stream, which we host next door, where we have, bands come in and we do a bunch of cool stuff like jam and
Jam and jam.
Jam. I heard sometimes
we maybe
there's jam.
we maybe go to the green room.
Peanut
smoke some
butter?
weed,
sometimes.
Peanut butter
do
jelly
some
time.
drugs in the green room.
So yeah, I mean it's more for Room 4 right now, and we're in Room 4. We just want to let you guys know that this is Room 4. This is where the magic happens. This is a control room. This is freaking Houston
The station.
Central Control right
Sponsor us,
here.
Tascam.
Yeah, exactly. When we say Houston,
Sponsor us, Behringer.
we're talking Tascam Behringer.
So, do you guys all say peanut butter and jelly, or does anyone say peanut butter and jam?
It's peanut butter and jelly, dude.
Ooh,
Peanut
I'm
butter
a
and jelly
guy.
time.
Yeah, I don't
peanut
like
butter
jam.
Peanut butter
jelly.
and jelly time.
I jam, but I don't like jam.
Oh. Okay.
But is it
Ayo.
strawberry jam or strawberry jelly?
Strawberry jelly.
Look, man, I'm not here for
If
the
it's-
semantics of jam and jelly.
This is important shit, man.
Is it? No.
It's 2020.
pretty
We gotta
important.
get our words
Yeah.
right.
Just take your fruit spread, put it on your bread. Don't care what it is. Just slap it on
Did
there.
you just assume my fruit spread?
Look,
Oh
no, I'm
my
saying any
God.
fruit spread can be anything,
Alright.
man. Your jam could be jelly, your jelly could be jam. It's fucking 2020, Salah.
True. Yeah, you
Stop trying
can't.
to put your jam in
You
a lane.
can't
It's not very
genderfy sandwiches. That's the basic outcome.
Good podcast, guys.
Oh man, that's so good. Okay.
How about shows? You guys got any shows coming up?
Well, outside of like your stream, not really. I
Fuck
think
no.
hopefully, I believe it's like early August 5th. I want to say we'll be opening
Okay.
for the Dolly Rots, but we'll see.
Nice.
You know,
That'd be
There you
cool
go.
though.
That'd
you
be
know?
awesome.
that'd be really cool. We're really excited
What
to do
venue?
it if it happens. I believe the Rebel Lounge.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I see you representing.
rep-
it
Got to
on the
represent
show.
right now.
Right.
Support your local
We-
venues,
Oh,
man.
yeah, man.
We also have with Audrey Heartburn. We have a theoretical gig in July with Oakley Dokley.
Oh,
fuck yeah.
nice. Oh,
This
yeah,
is a
dude.
very theoretical show.
That's
You
so
heard it
cool,
here
though.
first, everyone.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. Where's that one gonna be at?
Also at Rebel Lounge. Yeah.
Nice.
It's basically our home
Alright.
away from home.
Well, Salah, I watched your video, Dog, on
Oh,
YouTube.
the music video?
Yes, dude,
Oh, this
that
thing's
was
fucking
awesome.
hysterical.
I
Yeah.
love the production, dude.
It's
I
so
love
silly.
like how you guys were like, she was walking around with a knife and like, that was great. Like it was a good time.
You all died exactly how I expect you to in real life, and that's the crazy part.
like the shots were just great. Yeah, no, yeah, it was
like it was
really,
prophetic. Like,
Yeah,
I think so.
you guys should definitely check out Dog. What is the YouTube channel called?
Just Audrey Heartburn
Audrey Heartburn.
Who
on
came up
YouTube.
with that concept?
of the music video.
Yeah,
I did.
you
N-
did.
Yeah, it's
How
just
did-
like
what was?
I was like,
was
what
the
if
story?
Sophia murdered all of us to getting good with a record company?
and then Joe was like, "That sounds like a great video idea."
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, we had a great producer. His name is Craig, and he filmed it all, and he helped us flesh out the concept. Like he was like, okay, well, you guys are all gonna die, but how the fuck are you gonna die, and how we're gonna film it? And Craig Johnson, and then that's how he really pulled the heavy weights of it. So if y'all need a music video, hit up Craig, yo.
Heck yeah.
Definitely.
There you go. What's the maybe next year's working on right now?
You know, we've been really just taking the time of not having shows to actually fucking write songs.
That's
Like-
important. That's
like,
very important.
We're like doubling the size of our catalog, and it's fucking crazy. Where
Nice.
we're coming up on the live stream, which we're so excited to play, and we're at the point where we're like, shit, how many of our old songs just get the axe now that we've loved for so long? And it's like, okay, we're
None
only
of 'em.
doing 2 new ones. We're gonna only do 2 new ones, so I'm gonna say that here. Look forward to the stream. You hear 2 brand new shit that we've been working on, but like.
There we
It's
go.
just been so hard to like look at all these like children we've created over the past like 2 years now and basically be like, all right, which child do you like the least? Because it's time. We've already had like a couple that we've been juggling around, but now it's getting gone to the real tough
But
ones.
okay. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Here. Do you love all your songs?
No, absolutely not. Some of them are utter dog shit. Some of them are utter dog shit. But hear me
At
out.
least he's honest.
But hear me out.
Such honesty.
But like, hear me out though. Like, we each like different ones for different reasons, and it's gotten to the point where we've really trimmed down the set list, like right before like quarantine happened, to the point where like, oh, this is really good. Like, we almost like all these songs. Like, you know, almost. There's always like 1 or 2 that just like, depending on the time, just hit you wrong. But like, but anyway, so we're like having to make real tough choices now of like, do we put in this new song and how do we rearrange the set list? Because we got comfortable with it. We got a little too comfortable playing like the same 10, 11 things over and over again. So,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
you know, it's going to be a new adventure, and we're going to see like how much we can integrate the new stuff, because we try not to do it all at once. So that way it's not like, all right, we're the maybe next year's. Here's nothing you've ever heard before. You know? You got to give people something to look forward
You
to.
gotta
Yeah,
have your
exactly.
signature song.
We have to have our signature song, which like we'll never stop ending it on.
Well, I mean, everyone's got to have a signature song. It's like
Yeah.
every big producer, freaking,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Sublime, Santeria, you know, like Sublime is amazing, but you know they got to have everyone has got
It
to
drives
hit,
the white
you know?
girls crazy.
What's that?
You said it. But like, are you guys trying to like find new instruments that you're playing, or like, what are you guys doing to change up that sound?
Mostly we're just going into like different tonal directions, I guess, for us. And I think that's always been a thing that we've done as a band, is we never stuck in a lane for too long. If you just listen to like our Spotify, for
Yeah.
example, it bounces around pretty hard between, oh, that's a very punk song, to not so much, you know?
Well, that's
so,
awesome.
so we've been doing a lot of stuff where, you know, we'll start off a writing session of just someone plays a random riff and it gets built on from there. And the differences, I think, often are more into not so much of the like hardcore punk element that we've been working on in the past, but a little bit more like different time signature kind of nonsense, a little bit like better chorus kind of stuff.
So do you guys like jam that out, or do you like try to like sit down and actually like choreograph?
It's almost
it, or,
always
like-
jamming out for us. I mean, like we wrote the song "Drown" literally just because Davey looked at one of us and he's just like, "Play a punk riff, you fuck," or something. Just like start ramming on it, and it's like, and there's a reason why. Like, there's only like 17 words in the song "Drown," and it's just like because while we're playing there, Davey just starts shouting, "I hope you fucking drown." It's like, oh, that kind of is cool, and it just stays.
Right.
And we just make up lyrics until
It's
something
simplicity
kind of
sometimes. Simplicity
It's
is
rare.
key.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
rare that anyone
yeah.
comes in with lyrics pre-written. It's a blessing the day that someone like, it's like, I think I have a song idea.
That's cool
No,
though. It's
it-
keeps it
it's
fresh
fluid,
in the
yeah.
keeps it fresh in the rehearsal too.
Yeah, of course.
Dude, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. How does Audrey approach, you know, like your songwriting, and like how do you guys kind of come up with those ideas? Like you were saying, you came up with the concept behind the music video.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like, is that like, do you have mainly one person write the songs and then kind of direct the rest of the group, or is it like
Yeah.
what he's describing, that collaborative effort?
It's kind of the exact opposite of the maybe.
That
I write,
happens.
let's say 70% of the stuff.
Mhm.
I write it and I bring it in, and then I show them here's the verse, here's the chorus, here's where you stop playing, here's where you play, here's where you shut up, and then they fill in they put their style in, but I write all the parts. So I'll show James, for example, I'll show him a bass line, and I write really basic bass lines, without any variations, and I'm like, okay, hey, just play that for now. And then as he just plays and gets more comfortable with it, he comes up with his own part. But in essence, yeah, I write all the parts, all the lyrics.
That's
Right on.
super cool.
That's rad.
Dang.
That's cool.
Talented
Two
man over here.
diverse approaches right there.
Yeah,
Exactly. But you're in multiple bands, though, aren't you?
Whatever
Salah?
works. Yeah, but I only write for Audrey. Really.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So it changes
Yeah.
depending on the project you're
Just-
working on.
Just for the sake of the podcast, I also play in Brother Teresa and Heartburn the Moths.
Brother Teresa and Harper and the Moth. There
Okay.
you go.
Go check
Gotcha.
it out, guys. Check it out.
Check
you guys
'em
got
out.
Spotify and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Hell
That's
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Go.
Gotcha.
Super cool.
So, one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot, and I hope you guys can kind of join in with me in this conversation, is about genres. Because you were talking like, oh, we're a punk band. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For maybe next year's. And it's like, you're a punk band, but not really. And Jasper over here, he's a mellow psychedelic. And, like, they're a reggae band, but not really a reggae band.
Yeah.
And so, like, how do you guys feel about genres? And, like, how do you feel that is communicated to the rest of people? You know what I mean? When they maybe want to know what your music is and you're trying to tell them, but it's tough sometimes. That's my opinion.
Sure. I mean, genres are really good for one thing in my mind, and that's just getting people to find new music that they like. It's like, hey, I like the sound of this. How do I find more things that sound like this? You look it up. It's like the idea of the genre itself, I feel like, especially more contemporarily, has been really getting blurred, especially as, you know, the internet has really opened up so you can listen to anything you could ever fucking possibly imagine from now going back decades. And I see a lot of people I feel like are more so not just staying in like one lane. Like, we are, you know, a skate punk band and we only write skate punk songs and that is what we live and die by. But you start seeing bands that when they come out with an album, it kind of goes all over the place. They have like a song that, you know, might have a little bit more of like a ska influence or whatever. They throw in those kind of tracks because, you know.
Or like the ballad or
Exactly. But because, you know, it's like I, as like a music listener, I don't just listen to punk music. Like,
Right, yeah.
I listen to a wide collection of different things that I find enjoyable, and you know, I like to bring those into the music that, you know, we play. So when we're writing a maybe next year's song and it's just thrashy and it's punk, and then I'm like, but what if there was like a doom metal breakdown in that? I come in with that,
Awesome.
and it's like, and that happens way too often, and then they're just like, fine, and that's how you get that. So I don't know. I think genres are useful to the consumer, but not to the creative process itself.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's more of a marketing thing. You know,
Exactly.
when it comes to like the business side of music, it's easier to put yourself under a certain genre to kind of get the listeners. You know, if you put yourself under something really extremely weird, there's only going to be like 2 or 3 people that actually.
Yeah, it's
you know,
all-
like, if it's like a
It's your audience.
hardcore Christian Mormon death metal band, you know, like the following for that is probably.
Exists entirely in Mesa, and like
Yeah, maybe Utah even.
Sure,
know,
sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But
Shout out to that one band that's doing that.
yeah, congrats to you guys.
they'll be on next week.
Yeah, I find that question really interesting because, like, as I just mentioned, I write all the music and shit for Audrey, and there's a specific reason for that, and that is because I started the band because I didn't want to be confined to a certain genre. I just wanted to write music, and I wanted a vehicle for the music I write to be rehearsed and released and played live. So we're a punk band, but I kind of made up my own definition of punk. Just means, hey, I want to do whatever I want.
Oh yeah, it does.
Perfect.
That is
'Cause
the
fuck
definition.
you.
of
Yeah,
punk.
exactly.
So it's like that's why we have like a lot of people call us like gypsy punk. A lot of people say we sound like B-52s, which is like a new wave band, or X, which is like kind of a punk band. And then so we got that like centrally punk. We say we're punk, but if you get a real punk fan, they probably won't like us.
But that was kind of my whole thing with this genre thing, because like I feel the same way about my band, that like we're trying to find out where we define ourselves, and we don't have a guitar player. So it's just bass, drums, and vocals, and we're like, well, how do you put this into one thing or another? And I don't know. So we feel a little stuck on it, but at the same time, we've kind of embraced like what you're saying of this vehicle of like do whatever the hell we
I
want
mean,
to
yeah,
do.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
also pedals.
Yeah,
Also-
lots
also-
of pedals.
hey,
Lots of pedals.
quick
Everyone
shout! What's
stomps
your
that
band
band,
called?
man.
Oversee is the
Oversee.
name of my band.
Fucking rad.
Along with Stefan and Val, the two
Behind the cameras.
behind
right
the
now.
cameras right now. There we go. All right. Yeah, but yeah, no. And we think about this all the time. This is like one of our big questions right now as a music group. You know what I mean? And trying to figure out art way that we want people to respond it to. And it's like, how do you package that? How do you make it in a way that it's going to reach the most people, but at the same time,
That's
limits
that's
you.
important. Yeah, you gotta have some kind of marketing
Yeah.
kind of something you put forward to be like, hey, let's say someone asks you, hey, what does your band sound like? You can't write them a fucking paragraph.
Yeah, exactly. Or especially like when it comes to like booking your band too, like you have to kind of say like, hey, like we sound like this band kind of, so this is why we can fit with this show, or
Well, here's one question. What's better? Is it releasing an album or singles?
Oh, singles today by far.
I would agree.
I think that
Singles?
singles right now are like the key, because the attention span of the modern listener is like 2-3 minutes,
Yeah, definitely.
So like no
agree.
one's really willing to sit through a full album,
Yeah.
start to finish, as much as they probably would like
But
in the 70s or.
it's true.
Definitely.
Like for the general audience, like if you're like a fledgling band or even an established band, and you want people to hear your music, you want to release singles every month, every 2 months maybe, every 3 months maybe. But you just want to drop singles on singles and singles. So it's good to record a lot of music and drop them slowly.
Yeah.
That being said, for Audrey, we're releasing a full length, and
there you go.
it's an artistic endeavor, right? Because you want to have that full length just as an artist.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it sounds
No,
cool.
yeah, you can't
Well,
knock
you're
an
expressing
album.
yourself
But-
in an album.
Also, a lot of, so stepping away from the general public, a lot of the musician audience and a lot of like magazines and stuff, they really appreciate you coming out with a full length. They really appreciate you coming out with vinyls. It's like, so you got to do both. So my advice, release singles and then consolidate them into an album later.
Yeah,
Definitely.
As a music listener, I'm super torn on this, because I am the music listener that loves to listen to albums back to back. I don't like shuffle
Right.
playlists as much. Like I like to listen to the whole experience.
Me
because
too.
To me, it's what the artist entailed, and like I'm a sucker for the concept
you
album.
get
That's like an hour and a
context.
half
Yeah,
long, and it's
yeah.
like fuck yeah, this is
The
this is
wall.
great.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like so, but like as a person that's coming out with music, I recognize that like as starting up a band, it's like, all right, the first thing you do probably shouldn't be write an hour and a half concept album. It's like, who are we? It's like,
Right.
well, let me tell you my like thesis
Yeah.
on what we are, right?
And even the hour and a half concept albums, it has singles in it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not always. Again, we'll get into doom metal later.
Speaking of
but-
which, fair enough.
Sure.
But like Another Brick in the Wall Part 2, or like whatever, Comfortably Numb.
yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah.
It can be done. It
But
can
like,
be
I
done.
completely agree with Salah that you should like kind of drip feed your audience to
Mhm.
some extent, like content, so that it's a reminder that you exist.
You gotta
Yeah.
be consistent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like I said, in the modern age, the attention span, like, and there's new things every day too, so you don't want to get
Mhm.
like blocked out in
Right.
the world by a new band that posts like every other week.
Sure.
You know?
It's like once you get
Hey
big
man,
enough.
if they hustle harder than you do, then fuck you.
I kind of welcome their intensity at that. I was like,
Exactly,
hear this
yeah.
band.
Yeah, you have to be prolific and you have to be active, and like maybe
And-
once you get a big enough cult following, you can spend the year to write that
Oh,
concept
yeah.
album that you
Yeah,
love to do.
right.
But like
Right.
when you're playing local shows, like I don't feel like that's the time.
and
Exactly.
you gotta diversify too.
Yeah.
You gotta make not only songs, you gotta make music videos. You gotta make regular videos.
Mhm.
You gotta be strong on your Instagram posts. It's
Oh,
like, dude, being a musician is a business. It's like you gotta do all the
Yeah.
facets.
So you are
Exactly.
your own manager.
Yeah. We don't. I need to take my own advice.
Sometimes your gut is the best advice you can take, man.
There you go. I mean, at the end of the day, the dream is just do this for full time,
Right.
Yeah.
as much as we possibly
Exactly.
can. So, just trying to figure it out. But so like, you were mentioning music videos. Like, do you feel like the music video is necessary to the single release, or can you get away with just doing the single without it?
A surprisingly large number of people only listen to music on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I mean, you just have to be cognizant of that. Like,
Or Spotify, just
Right.
mean,
I'm religious to Spotify. Like I don't
Yeah, me
listen to
too.
music on anything else.
yeah,
it's
but
a
a lot of
streaming
people do
platforms.
listen on YouTube. A
Mm.
lot of
I'm a
people
YouTube
only
guy.
listen on SoundCloud.
Hey man, you just
SoundCloud's a
learn.
big one too.
So
Yeah,
it's like
SoundCloud,
you got to put your
exactly.
music on there, and if it has a music video, then it's just more likely for people to watch it all the way through.
Yeah, and I think the visual aspect too is just still a relevant thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's always nice to kind of have an image with.
It's
the
a different way to express
people like
your
to see the
emotions through the
bands, yeah.
video. You
Yeah,
know, exactly.
exactly,
Yeah,
too, yeah.
What's that band that's like they do amazing music videos, and they pretty much just got famous off that? Fuck. I'll try and remember.
There's this guy.
Can I say
The
fuck?
one, the one with the
Facts.
treadmills. I know what you're talking about.
It's a podcast.
I mean, there's one Lyrical Lemonade. It's a channel. It's this guy named Cole Bennett, and his whole channel is just grew from him making music videos for like rappers and stuff.
That's
but
weird.
he does them awesome. You know, they're like super
Sure.
trippy and like fucking the effects are like all over the place. But
My favorite though, when I go on YouTube, I watch Tiny Desk. I love Tiny Desk. I love
fucking A.
Audio Tree and
Mhm.
listen to those like live videos. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, especially when they're raw live, like Audio
Mhm.
Tree and Tiny Desk. Like those are like the
Or
most.
what's that one
intimate
called? Jam in the
performances.
Van or something?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
that one's
yeah,
super
yeah.
cool
I
too.
like that name. I
Yeah,
haven't
or
heard
are you
of it,
familiar
but-
with Sugar Shack?
No.
It's like a California thing.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
It's like straight acoustic more so, but it's pretty
Okay.
cool too. It's like
Rad,
like a beachy kind of coffee vibe.
nice.
But
Yeah, I love acoustic.
that's the kind of stuff I look for on YouTube, like the live. Because like if I want to hear the studio version, I just go on Spotify. But
So, if can I ask you guys a question?
no.
Yeah. What's
If
up? No,
you
no.
owned the company Corona, would you change your company name? At
No.
This point?
No, it's been around for so long, and this isn't gonna be around for
Fucking
so long.
frat boys coming in.
I'm wearing Corona.
I just got us
sandals as you
demonetized immediately by mentioning this, just so you guys know. Like this
Oh,
just
wow.
completely just got demonetized,
We'll
like
bleep you.
now, just by saying this.
This
okay.
is free advertisement. They should
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, no, that's fine. That's not a problem. I don't think so.
I was about to
Yeah,
say, I
gotta-
feel like they're gonna lean into it because people just like Googling Corona, and all of a sudden they get beer recommendations. They're like, oh,
There you go.
I am
Yeah.
thirsty.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
just looked up and I just happened to notice the Corona extra bottle like right above us,
Shit.
and
A
I
friend
was
of-
like,
Jesus.
"Son of a gun, we're sitting under the Damocles
We're
sword of
sitting under-
Corona right now."
Corona Extra too, dude.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
like hanging
Corona
down
is
above
life.
our heads.
Like
You
this is
guys-
a weird metaphor of the situation.
Yeah,
we're currently
exactly.
in,
No,
yeah.
exactly. I just looked up and I'm like, wait, never mind. Oh my god,
A friend of
it's
mine
right there.
who works as a bartender, and he tells me way too many kids come in asking for Corona with extra virus.
Oh my god.
It's so cheesy.
Oh man, but like you have to imagine being the CEO of that company and like hearing, wait, what's the name of this? What?
Why?
Why did they do that? And
I
like,
mean, it
you
was
know?
affecting the
It was always called that. There was always coronaviruses
Right.
because
Yeah, but nobody
Yeah.
ever knew about
the
it
virus,
until now.
like
Mhm.
thing itself, is shaped like a crown, so they called it Corona.
Oh,
that's
oh.
The man went science on us.
There you go.
Man
Hey,
went.
you know that's
I
what we
watched a
need,
YouTube
though.
video.
Everyone needs a little bit of science in their life.
Was
You
that
need to
a Vox
understand.
video?
Science.
Science.
Excuse me. We need a mute button.
I forgive you.
Oh, no, no, right. The mute button is
Just
Yeah,
mute
it was
me.
not near me when I coughed though, so we're gonna have to deal with that.
It's all right.
The mute button is just like swiveling 180 degrees.
That's
in
what
your
I
chair.
tried to do. That's what I tried to do, but you know, just in case, it was like.
Do you guys get fucked up when you play on stage?
I'll let you start because you looked at me for some reason.
I used to get very fucked up. That was like the
Like,
whole
what's
point
the
of
most
the band.
what's the most fucked up you ever been playing on stage? Like, tell us that story.
Very.
Yes, the most fucked up you were on stage playing, like, fucking
like
with
what
your
went
band.
down? How did it go down? Where were
Uh,
Do you
you?
remember it?
I wish
If
it
you
was that
remember it-
exciting.
If you remember it, then it wasn't. You weren't that fucked up.
I wish.
know,
No,
I
I was very fucked up for a lot of shows just because I'm the front man, you know. Okay, I got a funny story, I guess.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Sort of. But just because I'm the front man, I felt like it was okay for me to be fucked up because I need to interact with the audience and I need to be loose and I need to be funny and it's just easier when you're hella drunk. But the point I made when I first started the band is that I told my band that they're not allowed to drink before a show. And then I would go get hella fucked up.
That's a little
Tell
fucked.
them you guys aren't allowed to drink.
Just like being stern dad on them.
No.
You guys can't drink tonight because I'm there.
You can't drink. No, you can. Stumbling through the.
Who knows how to do a
No,
good
I
Rick and
mean,
Morty
I
impression?
wish I was kidding, but
It's because
like,
you needed them, dude. You're like, I'm fucked up. You can't drink because I need you.
So what
Yeah,
happened?
I
when you would
Designated,
tell the-
I'm the front man. I'm just-
designated bandmates, right
I'm
there.
just yapping. They're the rhythm section. They need to be tight. I fucking play guitar, dude. If I fuck up, no one
muscle shit.
notices.
Stay straight.
If the drummer fucks up, everyone notices. If the
Mhm.
drummer fucks up, if the guitar fucks up, it's like
Yeah, but
Sure.
like
Was there any
all
like,
drummers are
arguments
getting drunk and
about
shit.
that? Like, did anyone just be like, "Fuck you, man"? I want.
thankfully my band is very understanding. They listen to me.
That's cool.
My dictatorial self. I let them drink now. Just by the way.
Hey man, don't feel bad. James Brown is the same way.
Oh yeah. You ever?
Dude, every
you know
artist.
about his
John
pointing
Bonham
thing?
of
Do you know-
Led Zeppelin. Oh, dude.
Yeah, like he would point, and like you would lose like $100 or like
Yeah,
$10.
it was like,
like
I think it was a $5 fine.
or yeah, yeah.
And
something
then when
like
you ever
that.
watch videos of James Brown playing and he points at someone, you know that was a $5 fine.
Now I gotta watch out for this. I had no idea. That was
No,
the thing. It was just
he-
like, you fucked up.
yeah.
he kept
So,
his shit.
what
tight.
Dude,
would
if you
happen-
didn't show up
Uh huh.
completely sober with your full outfit, you were not playing.
Fuck. All right.
That's why like Bootsy Collins got kicked out. Like Bootsy Collins, he's like the bass player.
Yeah.
For, like, Parliament.
Funkadelic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
exactly. You know, so, yeah, he got kicked out because he showed up
'Cause he
like,
was Bootsy
really
Collins.
high. Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean,
He walked out of his spaceship for the gig, and they're
yeah,
like, no, man.
All right,
And Frank
Go
Zappa was the
home.
same way, if you guys
Mhm.
know. He was like, he
Yeah.
required his band to be completely sober.
wasn't he like stone cold sober too himself? Though?
Yeah, I mean, I think he drank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Ted
I mean,
Nugent was
no
completely
drogas.
sober. Surprising as hell, but Ted Nugent.
Really?
I doubt that.
No, he famously is
I thought
sober
he like
as a judge.
didn't he sing songs about smoking weed?
No, Cat Scratch Fever, man. He's talking about like getting itchiness on your situation.
That's
what
what I
that
call
song's
my
about.
penis to, the situation.
Situation.
Okay. I am now enlightened on
All right.
that song.
On like deep Nugent lore, like I had no idea. Yeah.
Anybody else have some classic rock facts?
The
that they
Book
would
of
like to
Nugent.
share?
The book of Nugent.
I mean, do we all know about the Led Zeppelin?
Mud shark.
Yeah.
What, what's the
No.
mud shark? What?
we won't go there.
We don't
No.
go there. Don't go there. Just
What?
leave it alone.
Takes a
Okay.
shit in the shoe.
He takes a shit in a shoe? Is that
So
You got some Googling to do.
what- oh god. I don't know how I've never heard of this. I mean, I've been listening to them for.
make sure
years to count.
you are like erasing that Google history after you're done.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Put it on your will. If I die, erase my Google history.
We ended up on the mud shark, guys. Fantastic.
know.
This podcast is going swimmingly.
Dude,
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Mud Shark. Frank Zappa has a whole song called Mud Shark about Led Zeppelin.
Really? Is about that?
Yeah.
Do you think it's true, or do you think it's just like bullshit?
I believe it 100%.
I kind of do too.
If
you
Frank
know,
Zappa
like-
wrote a song about it.
Frank
Well-
Zappa wouldn't lie. I mean, he's writing some
That's
pretty
true.
weird shit. All right, like, but he wouldn't lie.
There's so many myths. So,
Billy
there's so
the
many myths. So,
Mountain.
like they say, like Jimi Hendrix used to cut slits in his forehead and then soak his freaking headband in acid and wear it on stage.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
I don't think he
I
does
believe it.
that.
I would believe it.
I mean, it seems
not
it
a
seems
down.
realistic, but like I don't know if would you guys ever go that far?
I wouldn't. I mean, you would have to be like really hard up on, like.
I mean, imagine
Oh
being
no,
on stage.
I wouldn't personally, but I believe Jimmy did.
Jimmy was the man.
You don't think that they would have like some picture or
You
something
got-
with him, like with like the scabs?
You guys ever heard of Robert Johnson?
Of course.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He
yeah,
sold his soul to the devil
yeah.
at the crossroads.
Me
That's, like,
personally,
The most.
when I was on tour,
infamous-
I was drinking
story in
an
rock and
entire
roll
bottle of
history.
wine before every show.
That's
Okay.
pretty crazy. Why wine?
I like wine.
You like wine?
Doesn't
fuck?
that give you like a horrible headache though, like the day after?
No,
No.
I'm young. Whatever.
Red wine or white wine?
Definitely red.
Mm.
But if I can drink a whole bottle of wine before every show, then Jimi Hendrix can fucking stick his sweatband in acid.
Well, I don't know. Imagine like 100 hits of acid going straight in your bloodstream while you're like in front of, like
No.
That'd
what
be
is it? What
wild.
was the fest called?
Woodstock?
Woodstock. Yeah, I don't know what it's up.
Bruh.
Brain fart.
It's all good. It's all
Yes.
good.
Imagine that though.
You think he was just like tripping and he's like looking at his guitar, he's like, holy shit, I really gotta roast some marshmallows
Right,
right now.
like-
And that was the reason.
Apparently.
And then Star Spangled Banner came out.
That's why he lit it on
That's
fire.
why. That's why. He was just like, fuck me, I could go for a s'more right now.
Dude, that is something I would do if I was on acid.
Yeah.
You eat a s'more?
I don't.
can't even
I don't
eat
think
on
I could
cycle.
play a show on acid though. I think I would be impossible.
I've never played music.
I think you could play a show. I don't think you'd play the same songs as the rest of your band.
I mean,
I would.
you would
that would
definitely
be a
be feeling
point
the
where I tell
vibes.
my band, "You can't drink because I need you."
I need one of you to hold me up while this is going on.
support.
how did like the Grateful Dead get away with that? Like that's what I want to know. Like
Oh,
how
yeah.
did
The
the
Grateful
60s
Dead
and
was
the
insane.
70s?
Well, I mean,
Get away
acid
with
was legal
actually-
in the 60s, so
Well,
freaking-
like,
fuck.
but like still, like, how do you like take acid and just fucking?
you get used to
I'm
it.
pretty sure that's what the wall of sound was for. It was just to keep them conscious. Like the amount of like fucking amp stacks behind them was just like reverberating their body,
To
keeping
make
them
sure
upright.
that
Yeah. Like, otherwise, it wouldn't have worked
vibrations.
out.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I
Oh my
I
God.
personally could not play a show on acid, but I'm sure there's people who can. You know, I don't know.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Especially if they're just jamming for 40 minutes.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you're Fish, like fucking go for
Yeah,
it, I
I
guess.
mean-
but
Fish.
That's why they have a whole
Fucking-
genre called.
My favorite
jam.
story is Slightly Stupid.
Oh yeah.
okay.
I think that's the right band.
Yeah.
But they're like a party rock band,
Like
right?
a reggae rock.
I think
yeah.
he's wearing the shirt right now.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh, you are.
There
Their
we go.
thing was like, oh shit, we're famous. Let's get sober.
Let's get sober.
We're done.
People are
This-
watching
I
us
know our
now.
music is about doing drugs and being fucked up at parties, but now people actually want to
No,
see
yeah.
us.
Hey, but that was a smart business thing because now they make a lot of money off
Oh, yeah.
touring.
Oh yeah,
They make some good.
the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when we're
Traveling.
gonna actually fulfill that dream.
Where do you guys want to travel to?
Where do we want to travel to?
Yeah, what's your place?
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Oh,
New Mexico.
why?
What?
No,
Uh,
explain
That's
yourself.
That's a
Yeah.
dry. That's only like
They have
what,
Meow
4
Wolf.
hours away.
Yeah, meow. Oh,
They have what?
Meow Wolf.
What is Meow?
You don't-
Is that from Pokemon? Is
no, fuck.
that?
No. First of all, I was just kidding, and second of all, it's like a interactive museum.
Oh.
That's to put it lightly. It's like a super very trippy place, but you should totally visit it one time. I think they're making one in Phoenix actually.
Wow.
Okay.
okay.
Better.
Yeah.
You learned something.
It's gonna
Yeah.
be about 5 years till it's ready, but
There's never been a time where I've been in New Mexico where I didn't continue to keep driving through New Mexico.
Yeah, I don't. I think that's. I drove through New Mexico for like 10 minutes to go to Texas. I think, and that
What
was
is
about.
10 minutes.
actually in Mexico? Like,
A lot of flat dirt.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. That was my experience with it. Was just
where do you want to go, Ian?
like so many places because I've really haven't gone much in life. I feel like I grew up not too far from here, and suddenly I'm back here. So
Oh,
it's like really
it happens.
anywhere, but like.
Did you live somewhere else in the intermittent period?
Yeah, I lived in northern Arizona for a little bit, so
Oh.
really branching out there.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Up on the rim.
yeah, but
3-hour
like
drive.
I would fucking love to like. I keep seeing like pictures on the internet and shit of like just like Finland or whatever. And it's,
Finland.
like, you know, like the picturesque mountains and stuff, and then I can go to a real black metal show and like
Oh,
really have
oh,
that
yeah.
yin yang of like the
Burn
human
your own
experience.
church.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a tour where that can happen, sure, I'd pay good money for it. But like, so like I don't know, like Iceland, Denmark, Finland, like one of those kind of places where it's just like I don't
You
know.
want to
maybe
go to
it's 'cause
Scandinavia?
Yeah,
I want-
Scandinavia.
I wanna
was gonna
be-
say,
Yeah,
yeah,
that'd be
absolutely.
cool.
yeah,
I want to
Arby
be
is Scandinavia.
blisteringly cold. Living my life here where it's always so fucking hot. Maybe that's
Dude,
why I want to experience
Alaska's
that.
pretty cool
Blisters
too.
are
I lived
cool.
there 4
Alaska?
years, dude. Alaska was crazy, man.
I'll have to
you
try
lived
that
in
out.
Alaska?
That'll be like a
4
stepping
years,
stone,
yeah.
maybe.
What? How was that?
Half of the year is completely night, and then summer is complete daylight, and it's fucking.
So I'd like it
cold.
one half of that year because like I'm a night person for sure.
Oh yeah,
Like,
the winter, dude.
Mhm.
The daylight is from maybe like 2 to 4 o'clock,
Fucking
and then
Is
the
it
sun goes
cold
down
as
at
hell,
5.
though? Like,
Oh yeah, it's so fucking cold.
I feel like I can
oh my
handle
God.
that. I feel like I want. So I'll use Alaska as a stepping stone. Like is what I'm hearing before I have to like get a passport and all that.
Well, I
kinda
mean, it's next
nonsense.
to Russia too, so.
Oh, there you
yeah.
go. I'll return to the motherland. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But something tells me it's not like quite as picturesque with all the fascism around. I don't know. Like something tells me that kind of ruin it for me.
Russia, I'm
No,
sure
I'm
it's
sure it's
awesome.
not as bad if you actually.
Yeah,
live there.
no,
There's always like
It's not
the,
flat
the news is
fascism
the
in
news is
Russia.
always more intense here.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, the media will blow it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's badass.
From what I've heard, wherever you go, people are people.
I want to go to
Yeah,
Japan.
that's true.
They-
That's
people
true.
are just
Yeah.
people.
You wanna
People
go to
just
Japan?
they just
Japan.
normal people. Like
Jim Morrison said it best.
People
What
are
did Jim Morrison
strange.
say?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I got you.
When we are strange.
Oh yeah.
Jim Morrison.
Fucking yeah, fucking
Sexy
yeah.
man.
There you go.
But yeah,
It's
long
next
story short,
symbol.
anywhere colder than here. Like, like that's the only criterion I have now. Is it not 115
You know
degrees
what?
outside?
You
Sure.
You
know
say it.
what?
You say it now until
Arizona's
it's so
weather
cold
is
and you'll
great
regret it.
8 months out of the year. It's those
Yeah,
4 months
I
that
know.
fucking suck.
Yeah.
I know, but it's so bad during the summer months, Salah. Like I don't know. I mean, it's like I can't walk outside. Like, look at me, I get
I went-
sunburned
I
like,
went
for
to
5
Seattle.
minutes, man.
I feel
I
you,
went to
man.
Seattle
Trust me.
where it rains all the time,
Yeah.
and I realized something. It sucks.
Yeah, Seattle's insane. I've never been to a place that rains as much. Seattle,
Okay,
dude. It's like
I thought being in the rain
strange.
would be nice,
Mhm.
but you realize, okay, you go outside, you got to put on shoes and socks first of all, and your shoelaces are ruined because they get wet. Drop your lighter, fucked.
fucked. You
Drop your
gotta let
cigarette,
that dry for 4
Fucked.
hours. Yeah.
drop your vape, fucked. Drop your phone, fucked.
But you gotta respect it, though. I mean,
Mm.
see, I know Nirvana came out of Seattle. I know there's a couple other grunge bands.
Oh, yeah.
That was like
yeah,
the birthplace of grunge.
yeah. It's
Or grunge.
it's an awesome.
Grunge.
It's definitely a
Faith
No
No
More,
More.
were
It's kind of like the
Place
same
of
thing,
history for
like
music.
LA. Like everyone wants to move to LA to make it, right? And it's
Mhm.
like, dude, the glory days are over. There's only
Yeah.
one country you want to be in now, and it's called the internet.
Exactly.
that's
true. No, 100%.
Best fucking way to put it.
I mean, for production wise, obviously, like Los Angeles, you're gonna get a
You'll
lot
get
more.
just
But
as
you
good
also
people.
Are
need,
you sure
but you
about
also
that?
need money.
You get just as good
for
people
Los
here, but
Angeles.
they'll be
That's
cheaper.
the thing. With money, you'll get. I mean, yeah, that's true. You
Yeah.
can get it here. Yeah.
You
You're just
get
not
your-
gonna get the
You
names.
can even
though.
get recording in New Mexico for really good.
Yeah.
but even that shithole.
Shout out to Mexico.
Even that godforsaken wasteland.
Hey, you know what? Kansas has got some good bands. I'm sure Kansas just does. They've
They
got
even
some
have
good
a band
bands.
called Kansas.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Hey,
there you
No,
go.
Are they
Oh,
from
yeah.
Kansas?
They can't
fucking
be.
right there, Kansas.
They are.
They are?
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought that was just that trend of like
No, I
bands
think
naming
they
themselves
are.
after like.
I'm looking it
random
up.
I know
I'm looking at
Boston's
it.
from
yeah,
Boston.
hold
Someone
I know
look that
that
up.
for sure. I know Boston's from Boston. Is Kansas from Kansas? We're googling this right now.
We gotta fact check.
Somebody
ourselves
ask
before
Siri.
we
Somebody
talk
ask
some
Siri.
bullshit.
I got it.
All right.
Slaw's on the case.
This
You
is
got,
the
you gotta
thing
hold it up to
about,
the mic too.
You know, conversations nowadays. Like we can always find out the truth. Imagine all the bar debates that used to happen,
Oh,
And
you
they
know
would
what I
just
mean?
have
and no one
Cell
knew the
phones.
answer.
Yeah, they're just like, no, man.
No one ever knew the answer.
I don't even want to know.
And they just kept yelling, and now somebody can just be like,
Well, I mean,
I
they
can
whipped out the
confirm that
books,
they are
they're
from
like-
Wichita.
"Yes,
Oh shit!
Oh,
yes,
All
I
right.
knew it, I knew it."
All right.
All right, 1
Thank
point
you.
for Jason.
That would have been fucked. If
Wichita too.
Nah, I know, right?
They're just like, what city doesn't have enough representation for it yet? Yoink.
Yeah, but there's no Nebraska, you know. So like, there's
Want
names
to start
out
a
there.
band
There's-
called Albuquerque?
There we go. See, now there are new ideas left on the table that no one's used.
Yeah,
So
there
you
you
never
go.
know. That's the whole thing
Start a
about
band
art.
called Tucson.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like they're
that would not resonate with
Is
anyone
there?
except
And we're
for
probably
people in
offending the heck
Tucson.
out of them right now
Yeah.
by not knowing them in Albuquerque too.
Hey, call us 1-800.
Yeah, we're
Fuck
sorry.
you, Tucson.
If you want to be on this and you're Tucson, we like your name.
Hit us up.
Like, open up the phone lines so that yeah,
Can we start taking questions?
you know.
Oh my
Maybe
God,
that's
that'd
what
be
this
perfect.
podcast needs.
Yeah. Yeah, leave questions wherever. the
Wait, it's not
comments
live.
are, and then.
Oh, wait,
you
it is
know-
live.
Well, I mean,
Is this
it'll
live?
be
Oh,
on
it's live.
something.
No, it's not
and they
live.
can
Okay,
leave
I was-
We can make.
Yeah.
We could like. Yeah.
and then we can use those comments.
And we can just
for
answer
the-
them next time if we want.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? That's an idea. There we go.
Bada bing.
There's something there.
Crowd engagement.
We should
There you
start a
go.
podcast about planning on making a podcast.
Oh my
Yes.
God.
Like the brainstorming.
Yeah.
All right, so what we need is microphones.
How to make a
What do you need,
podcast
microphones?
We really don't have any planning for this
Somebody
one.
find
at all.
headphones. I feel like we did this 3 hours ago.
Just gotta really, like whiteboard everything out. Make sure, like, critically, everyone knows where to sit. Like, and if you're gonna have people sit,
Assigned seating.
assigned seating, yeah. Because, like, I'm gonna be a diva, and I'm gonna need a chair with a back to it, and I'm not gonna use the back the whole
So
time.
what we're now doing is we're commentating on everything that happened over the course of the last hour and a half before this started. And he wasn't that big of a diva, actually, but we gave him a backrest. Go ahead, lean back, bro. There it is.
Now I just have
Money
to yell.
shot.
No,
I'm jealous of
Yeah,
your
yeah.
comfort.
no, it's good. I'm,
No,
I'm,
but
I-
you
I
guys are
live on
both
the edge.
you guys are both way higher than me. And, you know.
Bro, I'm always higher.
And the funny
than
part is, I'm actually taller than both of you guys.
Well, that's the
You can-
balance.
You can
No, you're
raise
not.
it. dude.
No,
No
it's
proof.
comfortable down here.
Because
I
that's
like
the
it
joy
where
of
it
playing
is.
music is that our drummer Davey is taller than me, but he has to sit down the whole fucking time. So I look like the big
Bingo.
one the entire time. Easy peasy.
Now, how long does it take you to grow that beard?
This like for me, I'm a monster. Like if I stop shaving, like I feel like
3
I could get back to
hours.
here in like 2 weeks. Like it not quite as bad as what you're talking about, but if I were to shave clean, which I haven't done in about 5 years. I want to say. But
Since the war.
if I were to shave clean, like I would have like 5 o'clock stubble by the end of the day. Like, I feel like it just boom,
5
comes
p.m.
out.
stubble.
Yeah, 5 p.m. stubble. So like I just stopped
When
doing
did
it.
you start shaving? At what age?
Oh, I want to say it was like 16. It became a problem enough. that
Motherfucker.
I was like, okay, we're gonna start doing it then.
16.
And I did it from like 16
grow a beard?
to like
No.
21.
I grow a mustache, like a stubble, half-ass mustache. with so many fucking spaces inside of it. It's so bad.
This is my.
I have it
quarantine
right
look.
now a little bit.
Since
you
we
know.
went on quarantine for COVID, I haven't shaved.
There you go.
Oh,
this
that's
is
good.
it.
You just got that chin strap, like the little. There you go.
Look, there's nothing like beards are a little overrated because all it does is hide how ugly I am. So that's that's why I've
You're
embraced.
beautiful. Shut
you
up.
are gorgeous.
You have no idea
sir.
what I look like under this. Like a Gollum-ish freak.
Is
Anyway.
it green under there?
That's my next band name.
No, because like the entire reason like I stopped shaving is at one point, like when I was in college, I wouldn't shave because I would just be lazy. But then when I would like go back to work or something, I would shave like in between like summers and stuff. So at one point, like I would just I didn't have like a trimmer. So my whole theory around shaving was okay. I'm gonna grow my beard out until I can't handle it anymore, and then I'm gonna shave the whole thing off again. So it'd be like 3 months of like slowly getting like this like caveman, and then the next day just like a baby would show up. And I remember I did that once, and my girlfriend at the time was like, "Put that back."
Unamused.
That's why she was his girlfriend at the time.
Hey,
No, still is,
That
still
guy?
is. I will mention.
Oh
it.
no,
Jesus.
Jesus.
I will still mention.
She's
In my
listening
camera
right
case.
now.
No, still is, and but like
In my camera
100%,
case.
just like.
The green one.
No, I like it better with, and I'm like,
Yeah.
cool, less work that way anyway. So I've that's been like the last 5 years or so for me. So
Very nice.
yeah,
Live from room 4.
You gotta
Or I'm sorry,
unscrew it.
more
from room 4, live from room 5.
Bands and beards.
bands and beards.
Bands and
Or
beards.
you just, you
Yeah.
just pop
And
the
beers.
latch here, I'll help
And
you.
beers, yeah.
Okay, pause it.
That's fine. We can keep going.
No, we gotta pause it. Let's pause it. Let's take a break.
All right.
You have the clap?
Clap. All right. Thank you, everybody. All
Everyone
right,
got the
this
clap.
was an amazing podcast. I appreciate the hell out of all y'all. No, I'm not gonna say it. I appreciate it, everybody. All right, guys. This has been more from Room 4. I'm Jason. This is Corey. That's Jasper. You guys, shout out what we got on this table right here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I'm representing the Maybe Next Years. You can follow us at the Maybe Next Years on Instagram. I say that's the primary means of keeping up with us. We also have a Facebook and all that good stuff. The maybynextyears.com is a website that you can visit if you want to. Follow us on LinkedIn. We'll give you endorsements. But, check us out there if you want to see more stuff. Hopefully, we'll have some more shows coming up soon. We'll be at the live stream at the end of the month, like the 26th, right?
26 at
26.
6 p.m.
At 6 p.m. So, we're really stoked to do that. Come and watch, I guess.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I'm Salah from Audrey Heartburn. You can find us at Audrey Heartburn ZZZ, fucking 3 Z's, because we're asleep, bro. And yeah, we have an album coming up. It's called Fever Dreams. Follow us on Instagram to get all the updates and just the internet. We're also doing the live stream on the 26th. We're quite excited for that. We have a very special cover planned for you. Has to do with our current political climate. If you don't know what we're talking about, if you're listening to this in the future, hey, look up 2020 and find out why that year was canceled.
To find out why I cry myself to sleep every night.
In America, at least. Yeah, there's a multitude of reasons. So if you don't find at least 3 reasons, including the killer bees, and, and the more important things. Yeah. So yeah, if you're listening to this in the future, like, damn, I hope it's better.
I hope you're doing okay.
Yeah.
And this video was made by Soft Serve Productions. Our crew, Stefan and Valerie, are in the back behind the camera.
Stefan and Val.
The rest of our crew, Jasper, me, Jason.
Right
We
here.
got more too. But check out Soft Serve Productions on Facebook. Check out Mellow Psychedelic Culture on
Soft
Facebook.
Serve
Productions.
Oversee on Facebook.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys. We appreciate y'all.
Love
We out.
you. Bye.
We did it.